My name's Steve Porter. I'm from Porterdale Farms, Inc., one of 4 partners here. Porterdale Farms started in, the early 30s. Been a family business for coming up now on 100 years. You know, we milk 2,000 cows here. We crop 5,000 acres. We couldn't do it without the help of 30 employees and really a great network of service providers. So in 1994, we built the parlor. We put a Mag 90 parlor in it, and it worked great. Had it for 25, 27 years. When we were looking to retrofit and handle the larger herd size that we're running now today, we looked around at a lot of different options, and really we went with GEA, really because of the simplicity of it, because of what we saw was longevity and durability of that product. The cow comfort, you could really see it when we went to other farms and visited it. That's really why we chose it. We looked at a couple different options, but really retrofitting was the key for us because we had the footprint, the structure and everything was in great shape. These things run 24 hours a day, so if you could upgrade really the only piece of equipment on your farm that runs 24 hours a day with a retrofit, that made the decision easy for us. So I wanted to make sure the frame was solid and fully galvanized. I wanted to make sure the front ends, where the pressure was from the cows, it was solid construction steel. Really, it wasn't a parlor that was maybe going to last 10 years, but maybe 20 or 30 years. And that's really what I was going for. I also liked the fact that there wasn't a lot of moving parts on it. Other companies that I looked at had more moving parts than this one did. Again, I'm coming back to simple, rugged. It just fit for us.
So when we retrofitted the parlor, the only thing that stayed was the cabinets and the units. Everything in the front that would hold the cow in and hold her still, all of that got completely cut off. We had to fill the holes in the concrete. But everything in the back all stayed exactly the same, which was very convenient because you already knew how to work on and fix all of that stuff. So you had a lot less to learn on the new stuff. It went so nice and simple. The first side we did, it took us about 6 hours, 6.5 hours. We did the other side 1 week later, and we did that one in 4.5 because we kind of knew what we were doing then. One thing I really liked for the guys that milk every day is they don't have to shovel around all the pipes that used to come out of the floor because everything is up out of the way. It makes the parlor look a lot cleaner when you walk in there. So we milk about 190 cows an hour through the parlor, and the best thing that I've seen is when the cows exit, they don't have to walk out and around anything anymore. When they go up in the air, the cows just gradually walk out. They don't seem to run anymore because of how quiet it is.
Really my favorite feature of the LPS was the amount of steel that went into building it, how tough and rugged that it looked to me, but then when I actually saw it operate and how quiet it was and how easily the cows funneled in, and just really took to it after we put ours in even, really made me feel better about our decision. So one of the reasons we went with individual indexing was every cow is not the same size. So the ability for those front ends to be able to adjust to each individual cow, give them a little more comfort, help the milkers have the udders positioned where they wanted them was a real big deal for us. But also if you ever had a cow that got in a spot where she wasn't comfortable, we could let that individual cow out, and that was the main reason why we went that way. So really working with Wormuth and GEA on the project really made things go smoother and easier for us, put our mind at ease. We toured a little bit of dairies, we did a lot of measuring, a lot of thinking, a lot of talking. They asked the right questions to get us to think about what ifs or how does this play out. Timeliness, communication, I mean, you really couldn't beat that with working with those two folks. We've worked with GEA for a long, long time. We were with the same GEA dealer for 35 years. As he retired out of the business, Wormuths came in, took over. There wasn't any snags in the show. They just picked right up where the old dealer left off, and so far so good on the relationships. I would recommend this LPS front end parlor to other farmers, but also I'd really recommend it to people that have older facilities with lower ceilings. This one really allowed us to check all the boxes that would fit in the space that we had. Really after 2, maybe 3 milkings, it was like a new home for me.